figure out what you did. See if it was maybe the time you dropped it. See if there was maybe something you tagged in it that you can maybe tag in other things. Just, toy around. See what of you were doing, was working, so you can attribute it to sustaining success. Wow. Couldn't even get that out. All right, hold on 1 second. Jamie, just keep an eye on the comment section for me.
All right. Let me see. Am I muted? Yes, now I'm muted.
No, wait, hold on. I gotta stop share for a second. Okay. All right, hold on, everyone. We're getting situated here. All right.
No way.
Welcome, everybody, to an all-new episode of GVN Review. Today, we will be breaking down the new Halo trailer for Paramount Plus. We've actually seen it all on our own. So we're going to be talking throughout this trailer so that we don't get flagged and tagged and bagged and dragged by YouTube. All right. So I'm going to turn this on here. And if there's any points of this trailer that stand out to you guys, tell me to pause it. We can talk a little bit about it.
Okay.
I
already have one.
All right. So make sure you tell me to stop it so I don't go too past it.
All right. We'll do.
Let's do it.
I got you.
It's visually, it's just wow. I'm glad.
Yes, very shocking.
Yeah,
very shocking.
You saw what I said? I said high budget. I was like,
Yes.
okay.
High budget.
They put the money into it.
I mean, shit. I think the money spent for this is way more than Game of Thrones first season. And he looks great.
Like that right
Yeah.
there.
Let me pause it real quick. Let me just say this. This trailer had me for a second. For a second, I almost forgot. I'm watching this and Master Chief's not talking.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see Master Chief's face. And I'm like, okay, maybe it was just like a little quick scene of him getting dressed and that's it. And then I heard him talking. I was just like, fuck, I forgot that we live in a world where you have to appease the masses. So the masses expects Pablo's face to be shown, his body to be shown. I want to
the
hear
masses. Yes.
And I was just
the masses.
Like, damn,
yes.
I forgot.
You cannot cast him and not show him, please. No.
Yes, you can.
No. Cast somebody else. Don't even
I agree.
No.
You know what?
No.
This is why I wish that they start casting people without faces, right? Nice bodies, but no face. Like there's literally nothing there.
No, you gotta.
We don't have to worry about stuff like that. Yeah, we don't have to worry about stuff like that. Yeah, the Slender Man.
Interesting request.
Start casting. Just start.
You don't want that for real. You don't want that for real.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yes,
like at that point, like why not just go to voice acting if you're like nobody wants to see your face?
Even better. There you go, Jamie.
Well, if you do that, you might as well make it animated. Like, what's the point of having real people? Like,
you do know the Mandalorian is just voice acting, right?
Did he take it off? Did he take the mask off?
Twice. You saw him take it off twice.
You still saw him though, right? Okay, still.
So out of 2 seasons of 8 episodes, twice was.
I don't expect to see Pablo a lot. I don't expect to see Pablo a lot.
I expect to see Pablo up, down, left, right.
Oh, I hope not. I don't think
that's
so.
Not
what Master Chief does at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't even know what his face looks like in the series.
You see him a few times. Yeah.
Here's the funny thing. You ready for this? I hear you, Jamie. I hear what it should be. I just watched a Snake Eyes movie for a character that does not take his mask off, a character that does not speak, and he did both throughout the entire movie.
Was it an origin story?
Yes.
It was supposed to end with him not talking or showing his face, and he did both. So that's to appease the masses, right? Because it's Henry Golden. You don't want to ever make him shut up.
I would agree with you if it was on. Okay. Mandalorian, it wasn't like kind of a newer character, but it's still Star Wars. Like, we only seen Mando take it off maybe twice, like you said. If they were trying to prove the masses, he would have done a lot more. Like, that's how I feel. Like, with this is Halo on its high right now with Halo Infinite and all that. Like, they know what they have here. They're not going to show him that much because they know it will piss some people off. Like, they're gonna do it. They're going to do it, but not a lot. But it's just, I mean,
because to me,
I heard him talking to games.
All you have to do is
Master Chief talks.
Surround him with a good cast. You know what I'm saying? Just a good cast. Master Chief does talk. I'm not trying to say that he doesn't talk. I just believe that if they don't show his face, they'll make up for it by having him over talk, and that's what I don't want. That's what I love
I
about
remember him talking all the time.
I don't think they will do that. Yeah.
All right, we'll see. But this shot right here is beautiful. The details to the mask, the details to just everything right here is just beautiful. And Master Chief is a little taller than I thought they would make him.
Master Chief is huge. He's like 8 feet taller or something.
Though, so. Yeah. So all right, let's continue. Love that shot right there. Obviously, this is on Paramount Plus.
Enhanced and trained for one purpose.
First time I believe we'll see his face.
He and the other Spartans only effective.
I like
so
the look.
I feel like, yeah, I like this a lot.
Yes,
energy sword is great.
Right there. My weapon. Yes. I was so hyped. I said, "Oh my god, yes."
Anyone that knows
shotguns,
that knows playing Halo online, close combat, that sword is everything.
And the shotgun.
Yeah, and Halo Infinite, they added to the gravity hammer. You could do, or the energy sword can parry the gravity hammer, so it's just like even more of a beast of a weapon, which is disgusting until it's in my hands, and if I can use it properly, then it's great.
Jamie's just like, if anyone uses it, that's not me. You suck and I hate you. But if I can use it, great.
You're bad at the game. Why are you using that? And then when I use it, it's skillful. So
I love it because it reminds me, using the sword in Halo, I always attribute to when I used to play GoldenEye. And people used to get either a bazooka or the golden gun. And it's just like, bro, get something else. You know what I'm saying? Stop. Don't go right to that. Can we have fun for a little bit before you just start immediately purging everybody? Like, come on, man.
See, for me with the sword, like I come from the time where we would be all in the same house playing the Xbox together and all that. That's when we played with our family, our cousins, sword and shotguns. Like, that's me. I was like, let's go. Let's play that. Let's play that. Like,
I don't mind the sword. Like I said, the sword is only like an issue for me if I'm in close combat with you, right? Like if I have a pistol, you have a sword, and you just swipe me, and then that's it. That's fine. I'm talking about people that grab like the bazookas. That's the first thing they run to go grab. Stuff like that, where it's like, bro, I didn't even see you. Like, where the hell did you come from? And you blew me up. That's the stuff I'm like, let's have fun for a little bit before you just start purging everything. But I pause this for you guys. You guys want to see this beautiful shot. Yes. That is such a beautiful shot right there.
That's really good.
I saw that. I said, "Oh, okay."
Man,
and then like what they did with the Covenant too. I was like, "Oh, this actually looks like legit."
I love how he look at that. Look at that, man.
That's legit. He got some pretty eyes. Good. I gotta say that. That's nice.
I will say this. I am intrigued with how good this looks, how often they go off planet.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, money had to be cut somewhere. So I'm like, where was it cut? Do they go to like 2 planets, 1 planet, 3 planets? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do they do? I'm very curious to see that.
Well, the thing about Halo is it's not necessarily like Star Wars to where you're like hopping planet to planet all the time. Like a lot of like for instance, Halo Infinite story, it's all based on the Halo itself. And you're just traveling in between different locations on the Halo. And then I want to say the previous Halos, they've maybe had 2 or 3 different locations, and maybe one of them was a different planet. But for the most part, as long as the planet that they choose to work with has like a bunch of different biomes, I think you'd be fine.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. Oh man, anyone that's played Halo knows how that shit. That was again a lot of my Halo experience is playing online with friends, but damn did I love saying like, all right, y'all, let's squad up. Y'all got y'all weapons? Hop in. Mm-hmm. Just the only bad thing about this Jeep is when it turns over.
Yes.
It turns over. You're done. Yep. That's it.
No. They made them like a little bit more tanky in Halo Infinite. So if you turn over and you can manage to get back in, you might live. You might. If they got some bad aim, you might live.
The worst part is just like, all right, bro. Like, all right, if you know we're playing online and I get tipped over, you know they're just gonna come and blow up my entire Jeep. Like, make it so like I can flip a lot quicker. You know what I'm saying? Like, goodness gracious. But yeah, not an iconic Jeep, but anyone that's ever played Halo, you've used this.
Oh, it's not. It's well known. Look at that.
Very well known.
Most importantly,
Come
I like
on,
this.
come on, come on.
That's
I like
great.
this. I
Yes.
like this shot. I
Yes.
like this shot. And I think they're gonna clean it up a little bit, but his sidearm right on his leg.
Mhm.
I just like
Um,
a walking tank this guy is.
mm.
Looks
I wonder
good.
if they're
It just
gonna.
looks so
They
They're
good.
not-
probably won't have
out of-
abilities, but
Would you say?
I was saying they probably won't have the abilities like the jetpack, and maybe they'll do like the what's it called? Like the strafing, like the elite strafe or whatever.
Yeah, I
I
know
don't
what
remember
you're
the official name for
Wait,
it.
are you saying Master Chief or the Witcher?
For Master Chief, yeah. I actually
Oh.
I don't know if they might have it for the Covenant and for like elites, especially to make them seem a little bit more intimidating. But Master Chief,
Right.
he is probably just gonna be like, all he's got is his guns and his wits about him. So
I don't think so. Maybe later on, but the first thing she says here is that we can upgrade you. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I have to imagine if you're upgrading, it has to be more than just his weaponry. Like, he has to be able to do some other cool stuff. Now,
maybe.
I think maybe
thinking-
when he kind of separates from them later on in the season is when it'll be just his wits and whatever weapons he can find. But at the
There's
beginning, you gotta spruce it up some.
in Halo Infinite, the upgrades that you get have to do more with like gadgets. So you can do you can throw out like sensors, which would make sense to have in the show, just to see like you can find hidden enemies on the map and they'll be highlighted. And energy shields, which will most definitely be in the show. That's like they're in like every Halo. Like I don't see how they wouldn't do that. At least one time.
Yeah.
And what else? They have a grappling hook, which it doesn't look like this Master Chief has one. That one, the grappling hook is usually pretty big.
I tried. I haven't got used. I tried it to use it one.
If you play the campaign, you'll get used to the grappling hook really quick because that's like your main way to move quickly. Like I got more practice with it in the campaign. And I felt more comfortable using it after that.
Okay.
But
yeah,
I'm curious to see what upgrades they're gonna do.
Yeah,
they got plenty to pull from. Honestly.
Yeah, they do.
They can keep this going for a while, for real.
They can. This can go as long as the game's do.
Yeah.
And there's so much more lore the inside of the books that like the games don't even touch that they could just like easily expand upon too.
Right.
Look at this. Look at that. Like it's just so
you just decided to help me. Why would a Spartan do that?
Now I'm kind of curious to see like who these people are.
I think they're like
so
like outsiders, like essentially villagers almost. And I think, like she said, I think obviously us knowing Halo, Spartans don't do that. You're not supposed to do that. So I'm very curious what broke inside of him that he's just now disobeying everything. Obviously, they said when he touched the what you call it, it changed something. Right. So I'm very curious because, as we know, there are none more loyal than Master Chief when it comes to getting the job done. So I'm very curious where they go with this.
Yeah, I think his priorities are number one, Cortana, which we'll see very shortly, and then number two,
that shot.
like whatever the orders are.
Yep, whatever. But as you said, that is numero uno.
You're not sure you can trust.
Hello, Master Chief.
All right, we need to talk about this. We need to talk about this.
That looks
okay. I'm glad they gave Cortana clothes for one thing, but
yeah, you were very, very. You were talking about that when we were last talking Halo. You was just like, she better have some clothes on.
yeah. There's that just needed that period of time. It happened, and now we just need to move on. But I don't really like this Cortana, and I think it's almost for the pure reason that like she's not really blue. Well, she's like kind of blue, but she's not really like Cortana blue, I guess. Like what her iconic imagery of her being like this I guess low tech holograms, since they don't really have any other colors besides blue. Like all of the holograms in Halo are pretty much all just one hue, one shade of one color. And to see this, it kind of, I don't know. I just don't like it. I'm just like, it's not that it looks bad. It just doesn't feel like Cortana to me. It almost feels like Alita Battle Angel, except the eyes aren't quite as big.
Yeah, bitch got some big eyes.
She really
That was
do.
a good movie.
I didn't watch it purely because their eyes scared the shit out of me. I'm
The
like, I
movie
cannot.
was, I watched it in Dolby Cinema.
I heard it was good though. I
phenomenal.
heard it was
It is,
good.
Jamie. Her eyes are
Uh-huh.
so big. I remember saying like, "Oh, they just did this for the movie," and then I saw an interview and I was like, "Oh, they didn't enhance her eyes much. Her eyes are pretty big in real life."
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, she looks like she's winning every staring contest.
I mean,
Mm.
I feel like it makes her seem different than everybody. So I think
I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with it.
It was a good idea to do it that way. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't have a problem with it. It's just spooky as hell. But I do like Cortana here. I like Cortana a lot. I just don't like how you're taking a human and making them look like it. Like this looks like an android. This looks like when you watch the Instagram videos of like China making like life model robots, and you're just like, damn, that looks real. That's this.
Mhm.
It's freaking me out. But I love it. I even love the soft voice. I personally love it. I really do, and I can't wait to see how much they explore this.
Oh yeah, voice is great. I don't know. I feel like if they were gonna keep this with like having like the color added to it, having her look kind of human but kind of not. Like we know Cortana's a freaking AI.
Right.
You just I don't know. I don't know what I would do in this situation. Just looks a little weird to me.
I think if they went more AI, they probably would have kept her naked. So the only way to
But like, so what is more
Right.
AI though? Like, what would that look like?
Oh, I have a perfect idea. Trayvon, you know this more so than Jamie would. Gideon from Flash. Gideon looks exactly like what you want, Jamie. And I know that doesn't help you because you don't
Hold
want
on.
Flash.
Hold on,
But if you just Google Gideon from the Flash series, that's exactly what you're asking for, because that's just a robot. That's not a robot. I'm sorry, an AI.
Yeah, I think that's probably closer, to what I was thinking.
Closer to what you want, yeah. But again,
maybe they're going for the creep factor here. Maybe they're trying to,
or not even that, Trayvon. I think maybe they're just going for a more human feel to it. So when you see the connection that the two of them have, it makes more sense than for you to tell me like an AI and him are just so close, right? It's more so like, okay, it's a human touch to it. So again, they make these small little changes all the time. I get it. I don't usually always like it, but again, stuff like this, Jamie, though, like I always tell you, and this isn't ever a knock or gatekeeping when I say this, so I don't want it to sound negative, but moves like this, Jamie, are always for mainstream. This is a mainstream.
And you also said budget, like having a regular person do this and give her a little blue hue is probably easier than maybe doing animating AI. Maybe it's easier to do.
I don't know that, Trayvon, because again, it could have just been mocap.
That's true.
Mocap. You could have done.
But
that's true too.
That's still more expensive than just recording somebody on a green screen and then putting them back in.
True. Yeah, give a little blue tint to them, and there you go.
All I'm referring to is I don't know if this decision was made budgetarily.
I'm just saying.
That's all.
I think like it's fine though, because you don't really get to see Cortana too much. You mostly hear her most of the time, so it shouldn't be that big of a thing.
Right.
Yeah, it won't stick out that much. And like I said before, you guys know how I felt about the Moon Knight suit. Like I always say, to me, if the show is so good, things like this I can learn to get over. As long as the show is good. So if the show is A1, I won't mind. But all right, let's keep going.
They know it has to be, so I don't feel like
I'm hoping so. Like I'm hoping so, because like I said, regardless
this is their thing. This is their flagship for me. Like this is their flagship
geek project.
Geek nerdy thing. Like this is their only one they have to me so far.
Well,
everybody else
don't forget Paramount is the home of Star Trek. So Star Trek.
Sure.
No, if you don't like it, that's fine.
That's not.
Halo is not bigger than Star Trek.
Well, I know, but I feel like this will pull more a younger demographic.
This will pull more general audiences.
Yeah, for sure.
But Star Trek is a massive fan. The fact that Star Trek has not died is a testament of its own. I mean, nothing about Star Trek has ever been appealing.
I've just never gotten into it like that. I've seen
I'm with you.
Some of the movies,
I never have
some
either.
of the movies, yes, but not like this.
I thought the movies would be a renaissance, and it wasn't. No one left those movies going, bro, I need more Star Trek. Everyone just like, well, there's a Star Wars thing still happening over here, so I'm gonna go over there. You know,
my brother slept through, I think, an entire one of the newer Star Trek movies, so I went to go see it.
Yeah, the one with Idris Elba was pretty bad.
I woke him up a couple times too, and he's just like, "Stop, like, let me sleep."
Be like, sleep. He's just like, "Yo, let me sleep." Damn. But no, I agree with you, Trayvon. For massive audiences, Halo is their big pull.
Yeah,
definitely.
I just wanted to be clear that Star Trek is on Paramount.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Discovery is there. I know, and
yeah. The
animated Picard,
yeah,
and all that. So yeah, I know. I hear about it.
They got their cult following, and it's a strong one. It's a strong one.
I think what's going to be really cool to see is you can see that like there are like multiple variations of Spartans with different armor customizations, which is cool. Because I was expecting more like a copy and paste. Like, okay, we have this one costume model, everybody gets it.
Right. Like they were just like, hey, do me a favor, Master Chief, stand right there. What are you doing? I'm gonna just scan you and print out like 50 more of you if you don't mind. Just print it out. It's like, all right, I like this. They're getting unique.
The Spartans will definitely be few and far between because there's usually like not that many of them, or at least I don't think there would be in this show. Probably just be more general soldiers, but it's still nice to see that there is some variation.
And I'm gonna say this: Doom did it, and I don't care what people say about the movie Doom. I don't care if you didn't like it. I don't care if you thought it was cheesy. Fucking love that movie. And Doom did the one thing Halo better do. When Doom went to first person, I lost my mind in the theater with my dad, where you're just seeing the gun. So you're seeing it from outside of his eyes, and you just see the gun and him shooting things down. If Halo doesn't do that, it's all for nothing.
Was The Rock in that movie?
Yes, The Rock, Carl Urban.
Yeah.
Those are two of the biggest names that come out of that. Was The Rock and Carl Urban that I remember. There might be someone I'm forgetting. But I want to see that. That's what this game is. That's what this show should be at some point. I don't need it all the time. Just like when he's battling and there's a shot where he kind of knocks someone back. Show me just from his mask looking out where he's shooting and we just see the gun. I want more of that for sure. Because that'd be fucking awesome.
Oh, the other thing I was thinking about was you don't have to pause it for this, but the other thing I was thinking about was just like how many humans we're getting to see that are not within like the UNSC. I'm like, what parts do they have to play? Because Halo's usually that's pretty cool. But Halo's usually like like there's politics involved, but it's usually between like different alien like races and not necessarily between humans. Like unless those human people are some other alien race, quote unquote, then yeah, that makes sense. But I'm kind of curious like how they're gonna make humans fit into it. Based on their outfits, there's definitely something different going on. They're definitely not of this realm, I guess, but I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah, humans are a very intriguing process of Halo. So it's gonna be very interesting to see what they do here. But look, I tell you this right now. The way Master Chief and his squad looks, I'd like to see Master Chief versus the Mandalorian in a few Mandalorians. Just see a square off. Just right there. Nothing but guns, no Darksaber, just guns going at it.
I don't know. I think Master Chief probably would.
Look, Mando might say, hold on, I got the blicky. I know how to use it. I ain't had this Darksaber in season 1. You know what I'm saying? I got the thing.
I mean, Master Chief's got an overshield. It'll last him for a minute. Shoot that blicky all you want. You get in
And
close.
you know what? It'll be very interesting, Jamie, to see if those two worlds meet. What his pure Beskar armor does to like lasers. You know what I'm
True.
saying? Because essentially in Star Wars, they're shooting the same thing. It's essentially just lasers you're shooting. So that would be a cool fight. But this shot right here, this should be a poster. I mean, I know Agent's probably sitting somewhere. Like, did someone say poster? But this is a shot right here. And the one guy in the back that looks like a dark trooper from Star Wars.
He does kind of look like that.
Dude, Star Wars is just like, let me scoot in this trailer real quick. But no, I love this shot right here. And his suit, Master Chief's suit, just looks so official, man.
Yeah.
But I can't
tell it's like battle worn from the beginning of the trailer looked like pretty clean and probably like factory new or somewhat factory new, and now it's all got like corrosion and scratches and stuff. So it'll be cool to see that like build up over the series.
Yep. And in the games, it feels like Master Chief died, quote unquote, like 50 times. So I'm curious, do we ever get to death and then wake up and it's like, didn't you die? No, not really. I'm back. It's like, oh,
I'm sure it will. It might even start like that.
That would be dope. The first 5 minutes, bow, head blown off. It's like, wait, you're back. Yeah, I'm back. Sorry. I'm back. It is one of the deadliest weapons. That's true.
Find the Halo. Win the war.
Ah.
And very good calling the pick.
That's the thing about the streaming services can do what they want. Like, it ain't no hard rating or anything. It's not on TV. So
Right.
they can, the blood and all that, like they can go for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
which is a very interesting take because he's supposed to just be fighting monsters. So that should just be like monster blood. But that looks like human blood. So I am very, because like we know playing Halo, when you shoot them, it's like purple shit that flies all over.
Yeah.
So I am curious, what is that on his mask? Is that
That looked like purple blood to me just now.
Look like purple?
Yeah.
Let me see.
Yeah, it's not like
I will
red.
happily say I was wrong. Happily with a smile on my face.
Yeah, it was kind of.
You're absolutely right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Because you know
He's
what
got that pomegranate juice.
I never paused it when I watched it. So I just watched it straight through so fast. It looks red. But you're absolutely right. See, this is why you listen to your co-host. This is why. I'll never do it again, but this is why you should listen to you.
Well,
You are something else. Look at that.
My favorent weapon.
Clean.
Oh my god.
Yes,
Clean.
that's why I was trying to pause it there, Jamie, because I'm like, anyone that's played Halo, they know that gun. They know that gun.
That gun's it's sad
daddy.
because the DMR didn't come back in Halo Infinite, so that one's the battle rifle, and it's become like my. Or wait, is that it's a battle rifle? Or what is it? I think it's a battle rifle, but that was my new fave.
Yeah, that hard shot. Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
Yep.
Ah, man, this is so like cool. Like this stuff is just amazing. The stuff we're getting, it's just like I remember they announced it a long time ago. I was like, we're never getting this thing. Like this, finally, it's finally happening. Like, I'm sorry, it's just bringing me back to when I was younger. For me, like it's just this. I know. I bring up like Sonic, like just stuff that I would never think they would do. It's just, and they're doing it where it looks like what you're used to. Right. So it's like this is really cool. Like you're pulling from it. You see little things that just really pull you back to nostalgia and all that. Like this is cool, man.
I was looking at I don't know if you guys did the Xbox Museum. I don't know if it's still open or not. But Xbox had like for their 20th anniversary, they had a museum where you could see like your whole entire history on Xbox, as long as you've been using the same account, which unfortunately I switched over. So I'm like, oh man, I can't see my 360 stuff. Yeah. But when I was looking at the Halo gallery, because I have like a whole section specifically dedicated to Halo, one of the things was about the like I Love Bees event thing, which was basically like a Halo. I think they called it an AR event, but it didn't stand for augmented reality. I can't remember the acronym, but it was basically like things that you can do in real life to interact with the characters from Halo. And one of the things, the biggest event was they had all these locations on this website that looked like a beekeeper's like really like not poorly built website, but if you dig further into it, you can find all these like things about Halo. And one of them were actual coordinates of the freaking planet that you have to like put into like Google, I guess now, but coordinates that you have to put in, and it will give you locations of payphones, and you have to show up at a certain time. The payphone will ring. You pick up the payphone, and then you have to put in a passcode, and then they'll tell you like lines from Halo or like secrets about Halo, which was all just a promotional event for the game. And I'm like, that is so crazy to think that like that wasn't even that far back. That was like maybe 10, 12, 13 years ago or something. And that like we don't have anything near close to doing some kind of like real life event like that, like any kind of marketing campaign. So I kind of wish that would come back.
Yeah, no, people are nuts. You can't do that.
I know. There was a dude literally there was a dude literally in the middle of a hurricane marching up to this payphone as the wind is pushing him back to pick up the phone so he could get the call for Halo. And I'm like, oh my God, like that is insane.
They did that for Power Rangers, I might do it. I don't know, man. I don't know.
They do that for Batman. They do that for Batman. Ain't no might. I'm doing it. I'm 100%.
Yeah. Jawan, we need you to go to the top of the Empire State Building.
Batman? You're damn right I'll be there. I'll be up there swatting at planes. Whatever you need me to do, I'm there for Batman. But no, I'm very excited for this. I'm very glad that they didn't push this and it comes out in March. March is just going to be breathtaking.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
What a
it's
month,
like February is taking
over
for gaming and March is taking over for like streaming and shows and movies.
Goodness gracious.
Oh man, like fun. And then April, I
need everybody listening, all the streaming services. Don't put nothing else out in March. I can't. I just can't. I can't. It's too much already. I'm gonna see Batman literally every day that ends in a Y, right? So that's gonna take up most of my March. Then you got this in the middle, and then you got Moon Knight to end it. Yes. It's already too much for me. Already too much. And then the CW shows will be back in full force. Flash, everybody will be back. It's too much. Enough. Stop.
Is Titans coming back?
Oh, that they started filming around
fandom. Probably summer. It's probably the summer.
Okay. Fall. It'll be fall because they started filming around fandom. Remember, he was in his car with his kids when they announced.
Right. Yeah.
That there was going to be another season.
They got all three of those things. Then you got what April starts. Now I get Morbius. I get Fantastic Beasts. I get Sonic. Mm-hmm. Then in May I get Doctor Strange. I'm so hyped. I'm so ready.
Not long after that, Trayvon, you get Thor. And then San Diego Comic-Con, where we get a lot of confirmations.
I'm looking forward to Power Morphicon giving me something about this new Power Rangers universe. I'm very
and an open world Power Rangers game. They got to work on that. That franchise is too big to never have an open world Power Rangers game. I'm
trying to figure out why nobody at Hasbro is like screaming that in the meetings, like, let's do it. Like, I need to get. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I really do think Hasbro at the end of the day, Hasbro just goes, bro. Are people still watching our shows? Yeah, our ratings are good. All right, that's all I'm worried about. That's it.
It's going to be on Netflix for the second season of Dino Fury. I was like,
they're like, if the show is good, put out a couple toys and let's put a bow on it. We're good. We don't need to do anything else. Yeah. But no, I'm very excited for Halo. It comes out March 24th. I knew I had to do this review with you guys because I knew you guys would understand how beautiful that trailer was.
Incredible, man!
Like a breath of relief for all the Halo fans. Just like, oh my God, they put money into it. Thank God.
Yeah. Because again, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I know people are always screaming like, do a Gears of War. And I know Batista wants to do Gears of War. But to me, Halo was never something that I ever yearned to be a movie. I mean, or a live action, rather. Sorry, that's what I mean. Live action. Right. So when they said they were going to do it, I'm just like, why? Why? Like, you know what I'm saying? Why risk it? Because again, Halo's only for Xbox, right? Right. And you can make a case there's more PlayStation owners than there are Xbox, right? Like pure gamers usually gravitate towards PlayStation. So I'm like,
this generation.
But everybody knows what Halo is. Like everybody
no. People
everybody knows what Halo is.
Hear my rationale, Trayvon. Hear my rationale. Xbox itself, you wouldn't say is more popular than the IPs of PlayStation, right? Just the IP, just IP base.
Yeah.
So it's like if you do this Halo show and it's bad, you have people that were thinking about maybe playing Halo that now are just like, no, I don't really like what any of this is really doing, you know? Because it's not like when we tell people, Jamie, to play Halo, we're like, the multiplayer is great, the story is great, right? We're never telling them like it's the best gaming mechanics you've ever had. It makes your hands fit. Like, no, we don't do that, right? It's story based.
Yeah.
So if people see a story of Halo and it's bad, there's nothing about it that makes them want to rush and go play it. So the only thing we had now is the anonymity. Fucking hate that word. Anyway, was that we could tell them it was a good story, and the only way for them to disprove it was to play it. But if they can just watch it now and it's not good, that F's us over completely. So that's why I'm saying I was never eager for them to do anything with it because the game was enough. The game was all you had to do. Yeah. So again, I'm glad that it looks great. Like I said, no matter how I feel about Master Chief, I always said from day one, regardless how I feel about him maybe ever having that helmet off, what was more important to me was that more eyes were open to Halo. Right? That's all I want. That's all I want is for Halo to become more so of a popular trend to people outside of just people that play Xbox.
Yeah.
I think this will put more eyes on Halo, but I'm not necessarily sure it will put people on the Halo that weren't previously already into it. Like, I think there definitely will be a population of people that are like, oh, like I've never tried Halo. I've heard maybe a little bit about it, but I'll see what this show is about. But I think most of it, like I'm really hoping this show is more so for the fans because Halo lore, it's definitely for the fans. Like, even as someone who's played, I think every Halo game, every Halo game except for ODST. I have not touched it yet. I played a little bit of 5, but we don't talk about 5. I don't even really understand what's going on with the lore, but that's not really why I stay. I stay more so for Master Chief. I enjoy his character. I like Cortana. I guess I'm more so for the characters than anything else, I think. But there are other Halo series. There was Forward Unto Dawn, I think, which was done. I think it was put out on IGN's channel, which I don't know if I would recommend that. Like, if you're just bored, I guess you could watch it, but really, I don't know what substance it brings. Red versus Blue, not really much Halo, or not really story based, but more so just comedic. Like, let's mess around in the Halo engine and see what comes out of it. I think that really put a lot of people onto Halo because that was like a huge thing, and it's even on like Netflix right now, which is incredible to me that like things like that would be put on Netflix. So I think this show does have the potential to bring in some new people. But it'll really, much like the MCU and DCU, it's going to have to impress the actual fans of the source material first before lots of people decide to get on board.
Well, luckily for Halo, those fans won't go anywhere. If this show is bad, they'll still play your game. Just like Marvel, your only goal is to impress people that do not play the game. That's why I said a lot of the changes, you could see some of the subtle changes just in the trailer. That they're and I don't want to say appeasing in a negative sense, but they're appealing to a different audience with a lot of their smaller changes. So if you're Halo, your goal is one simple thing: to attract people who don't play Xbox. And if you could do that, like Kevin Feige made Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor all-time popular, you've done your job. Even if we don't like it. I complain with these Marvel shows all the fucking time. And I love Marvel, right? I've read as many of the popular books as possible, watched all the cartoons. I know most of it front and back. And they stress me out. You know who doesn't complain? People who haven't read the books, people who haven't watched all the cartoons, and that's what they appeal to. Those are the butts you need to convince to get in seats. I'm sitting there whether I like it or not. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's the same thing. We were going to watch it even if it didn't look all the best, we were gonna watch it just to see how consistent it was, how accurate it was. But there are people who are like, I've never played Halo, and they might see this trailer and go, "Shit, I'll be there March 24th. This looks good."
And guess what? They'll be there right there to offer a Game Pass trial. So like,
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Come on, like,
I'm telling you.
Oh my gosh, the best thing about Game Pass is that you don't even have to have an Xbox to use it.
Exactly.
Right.
That was genius.
Ultimate trial. Yep.
Yep.
Because I'm telling you right now, somebody somewhere that saw this trailer was just like, "Yo, my cousin Pookie got an Xbox. Let me see if he play Halo. If I can go play Halo for a day or something." So that's just like the best thing you could do if you're Halo. And shout out to Paramount Plus, because I remember when they first announced this show, they were like, "Showtime's gonna do it." And I'm like, "Showtime?
It's still they still like what they still have. Like for me, it was just long as it's not on like CBS channel. Like it was on. I was okay. If it's on a network like Showtime or this or HBO, they can unleash.
I wouldn't have trusted it on Showtime.
Netflix, any of those, but not.
I wouldn't have trusted it on Showtime at all.
Why?
Just because Showtime's never done something with a massive budget. Like HBO, you can at least go. They've done so much. Mm-hmm. They've never done anything Game of Thrones level, but they've done a lot. In picture, they did Game of Thrones. So when we heard they were doing Last of Us, what did all of us say? Oh, perfect. HBO's a perfect place. Yeah. Because Game of Thrones was so good, right? Yeah. What is Showtime gonna go? Hey, we did Ray Donovan, so we could do Halo. Like what? We did the L Word, so we could do Halo. No, you know what I'm saying? No. So I'm like, at least Paramount Plus is something that's still relatively new. It hasn't been around long enough for me to go, well, you haven't done enough. Like, all right, we just started. But Picard, from every trailer I see, visually looks.
Let's not forget, it was CBS All Access.
Right. So. But I'm like, at least Star Trek visually looks beautiful.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Yes. I've never watched the shows, but from the trailers, they look beautiful. So I'm like, well, at least you could handle that with a budget, making things look good. So that's why I'm saying I trusted it more there than Showtime. Like you're showing me nothing if you're Showtime. Like you guys like the L Word, right? Would you like to see some space aliens?
They also had Shameless now.
Even worse. Hey, we did Shameless. But would you guys like to
10
see
seasons? Listen, just keep the shows going.
Come on.
I'm very happy that it's on a streamer and that they put so much into it. Very happy about it.
Oh, nope, he muted. All right. So we are all excited for Halo March 24th. We appreciate Mr. E in the comments. What was Mr. E saying? He's just going back and forth with you, Jamie. Shout out to Mr. E joining in the group chat. We appreciate you guys, and we cannot wait to weekly break down Halo for you guys. So thank you all very much for tuning in. And for everyone watching this later, we appreciate it. And if you are not a Halo and Xbox fan, hopefully listening to us for the last 30 minutes or so has convinced you to give it a try. That's all I'm asking. Yep. Try it. If you try it and don't like it, it's not for everybody. But you gotta try it.
You could still be a PlayStation fanboy and like Halo. That's what Splitgate was for. It was literally bringing something of Halo to all platforms. So you just don't hate.
Right? Yeah. Don't need to hate. No, I mean, look, I'll never touch a PlayStation controller a day in my life. They're trash. But anyway, just come together.
How are you gonna say don't hate?
See?
And then
just come together and give Halo a chance. You know, that's all we're ever asking for. So we
you want to play Spider-Man. Stop playing.
We end this by saying side with the light, which is Xbox, and don't go to the dark, which is trash, PlayStation. But anyway, thank you guys.
Isn't Xbox dark and
enjoy the rest
PlayStation
of
is white?
Sunday.
Hold on.
We love you all, and we will talk to you next time. Till then.